Hi everyone. Oh boy, am I live on YouTube? Oh, what? Am I live on Instagram too? Hi everyone. Good morning. Thank you so much for your support. First, I think that before I go into the session today, I have a couple of things to say. But before I say those things, I think I also want to apologize. When I started the challenge, I promised that I was going to be doing recaps on LinkedIn, you know. But I realized I can't do recaps. I'm up by 6 a.m. and probably don't get to bed until 12. And so it's a lot of work, first of all. And then I decided to really calculate the ROI on, giving recaps. And I realized that maybe I don't need to do it now. Maybe after the challenge, I can then break up whatever I do here into content to share. But it's not like a priority right now. And so that's why I've not been sharing. I only shared once the first day I started. Afterwards, it's been a lot of work getting back to it or sharing. So that's why I've not been sharing. My apologies. If you want to catch me live, it's on YouTube. But I probably won't be sharing recaps on LinkedIn or any of my social platforms till the end of this challenge. But I would always be live on YouTube and Instagram, 9 a.m. BST every day, Monday through Saturday, and on Sundays, 7 a.m. BST. So I have a couple of things I wanted to share. Yesterday evening I was just thinking to myself, it's the 14th day of the challenge. And so it's 100 journeys in 100 days. What that means is that every day I should at least have one booking. And I don't know how, I don't have a booking I don't have a request that has converted into bookings yet. Right. So I wanted to just give a breakdown of where we are now on the booking side of things for accountability and transparency. I think about a week ago, a Canadian agency requested for a code for 30 travelers. Some 2 weeks ago, I think before I started the challenge of, in that same day, a travel agency in Oman requested for a code for two people going to South Africa in October plus one child. And last week, no, was it last? Okay, yeah, it's a new week today. We got two requests from the UAE. One from a specific travel agent who their folks are traveling this month. They want a 10-day package. Two people. I couldn't get that anyways. It's a request I couldn't undo. And then another app from the UAE. Their date is still November 2. So altogether, if we're just counting, we received four requests across Canada, the UAE, and Oman. And if we were to count that by persons, I remember I was on a call with somebody and they had said, Esther, I know you're doing 100 journeys in 100 days. If somebody comes to you today and book 100 trips, are you going to stop? And I was like, I don't know. When we get there, we'll cross it. And, just thinking about this yesterday, kind of spotlighted that too. So even if somebody had come today to say we need 100 trips and all of that, we're still not going to stop the challenge. So, yes, beyond the bookings is 100 journeys in 100 days challenge. So we just keep going, even if 100 happens. So right now we could say we have four requests in our pipeline. That's approximately at 36 people if we were to break that down. And they're all from travel agents. So basically we have to keep following up and then doing what we do. Yeah, that's one. Um, so for the past 3 days, I've been fantasizing about something. I've had it just hanging somewhere in my mind, not attending to it, but it's just been hanging somewhere there. And you know, the more I give it room to permeate my subconscious, the 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 better I got, the better the idea got. And I just thought that it would make sense for me to really share it with us this morning. I think that for our B2C customers, we're not just going to be the safest place to get adventure tours. We're also going to now mingles. Personally, I don't like it when I see people say we are like the Airbnb of yada yada yada. We're like the I don't know. People say a lot of these things. We're like the Uber of whatever. People say a lot of these things, anyways. So, anyways, but I have to succumb to that pressure this morning. So we're like the DoorDash of adventure tours, because really we serve a generation that is big on convenience, yes, big on safety, big on spontaneity. And I thought to myself, if somebody were to be in Nigeria, they were to be in Singapore, they were to be in Cape Town or wherever in the world, whether they're on like a business travel and all of those things, and then suddenly on that trip they're feeling adventurous, even without plans, they can just come on our platform, pick a trip, and off they go, you know, to release that adrenaline, to get something, to get meaning. And as I continue to like break this down in my mind, it reminded me of something. Like no extra planning, just show up and we get shit done for you. Whenever I'm working and I'm like under a lot of work pressure, not from people, because most of the pressure that I feel, they're self-induced, and I feel like no, I have to. So I'm eating a creative block. I just pick up my shot. I'm like a pro comfort person. I just pick up my shot and then I go out, and whatever it is I do, whether it's trekking or just like seeing people, even though I'm not interacting with them, even though I'm there, but I don't understand the thing that they're saying because I'm stuck in my head. I figured that I feel better. Now, most of this walk away from home, it's not something I had planned in the morning. It's not something I had planned in the afternoon. As a matter of fact, maybe 30 minutes before that work, I've not planned it, but I just wanted to get out, and my creative muscle is just pushing me out of that current environment. And the funny thing, every time I do that, I'm able to solve that problem. And so, when this idea that I've had for like 3 days finally materialized, I felt like if I'd experienced it this way, perhaps it could also work for a couple of young folks this way. There would probably be a couple of Esthers around the world, a couple of people around the world, young folks that are really like me, and this is also like research backed, right? I remember that I was studying a particular research that said that Gen Zs and millennials, this is I think it was by Guardian Insurance or so, and it said that 49% of Gen Zs and millennials feel more adventurous when they are on a trip. And I felt like this thing that has been somewhere in my head and crystallizing in bits is really it. And so going forward, doesn't matter where you're from, wherever you are, doesn't matter what your itinerary is, you feel adventurous, adventure you're gonna get. Yes, thank you for listening to me ramble. So let's go to what we want to do today. So really today, yesterday, one thing I was able to do well yesterday was send emails to travel nomads. Event organizers who organize events for digital nomads, solo travelers, and the likes. And today I just wanted to edit a mail, like, the same email template, but structure it for like travel clubs and then send to travel clubs. Let me share my screen. This one. Yes, okay. All right. I hope this is it. One of the things I'm doing now is I'm merging my files because I'm realizing that it's somehow hard for me to like go back and figure out what this is or what I've done here. This was for event organizers. And this travel. The next thing I want to do, oh, there has to be some distinction. So let's just what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say event organizers, and then I'm going to go further down and say travel clubs. So we're going to make this just travel clubs, because most of the emails that I send are highly personalized. So we don't want people thinking like, oh, these people or this person didn't understand our business enough or didn't study us enough. So one of the persons that we asked for referrals in Brazil has actually referred one person to us. Exciting in it. I have a call shortly. It's with a travel agent in Ireland. We had met like a couple of weeks back. All right. Okay. So this headline is strong already, honestly. I discovered, so this becomes TN, like the travel club name, while looking travel clubs, into clubs. Yeah. Sorry, I'm always on caps. Into clubs, redefining. By the way, I don't like the word redefining, but I can't think of anything right now. Travelers, the traveler experience. Redefining is too grand for me. So the way I send emails and the way I like my emails are sort of casual. I don't like overly formal, overly professional when I'm relating to people. I guess that's like the copywriter in me talking, but yeah, you want to be as personable as you can when you're sending these emails. Doesn't matter if it's for corporates, because whether it's corporates or is direct to customers, at the end of the day, it's human to human, right? So on the other end, there's a human, you're speaking to a human. And yeah, I guess it's quite important that that holds water. What do you mean in, okay, should be told I'm tired of this what do you mean in campaign. Sorry, line. I was impressed by your club's mission. Clubs have all of them have like the same mission to make travel affordable, accessible, yeah, and impactful for travelers. I thought reaching out to you and Sabu. No, I need to go to my chat GPT. I want to ask it that if I'm joining a travel club, ideally as an individual, what can I expect? And then I'm going to see how that will shape the last paragraph of my email. Chat GPT. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Hi, I'm about to join a travel club. What can I expect from, that kind of association? Yeah, so access. Let's see what uh, let's see what ChatGPT is saying here. Access, yep. Affordable, yep, because we've mentioned that. The last thing we've not mentioned is community. So let's come back to our time. Yeah, impactful works. Because I don't think I went to contribution to new travel affordable. I think I'll leave that about. I thought reaching out to yourself first was by offering your is it audience right now? Your audience. Global adventures, yes, connections. Okay. As a club, as a travel club. This sounds interesting. I need to see that offer line. I thought reaching out to your Zagotos could potentially help strengthen that mission by offering adventures, connections. I wonder what kind of connections we're offering them. I mean, yeah, we have a community, we have speed networking events, and we have like a monthly event. So I guess that could pass for connection. A platform to explore their creativity. I wonder. How does somebody explore their creativity with what we're building, really? I mean, yeah, adventure tours outside of your local environment, it has been said to foster resilience, creativity, and innovation. But I wonder if creativity is the right word in this sense. Let's see. I'm glad GPT has given me. Mm, all right. So I thought reaching out to you as a good task could potentially help strengthen the admission bar for your audience, global adventures connections. And because right now we don't do tourism volunteering tourism. We are like pro sustainability, and then that adds up to how we're really impacting our immediate environment. A platform to explore their what? Yeah, we give them global adventures, which is, in line with the accessibility kind of stuff. Although it doesn't read a lot about the affordable side of their stuff. But, impactful, yeah, we could help them multiply their impact. A platform to explore their, okay. I mean, whether you like it or not, all travelers are the same. Whether they're in a club, they're not in a club. Well, when I say all travelers are the same, it means that there are three things motivating folks to travel. Is it a list of three or five? Yeah. 3 to 5 things motivating folks to travel. I have it. Sorry. I have it somewhere here. Let's go to this research on why Gen Zs and millennials travel. Okay. Okay. Yeah. A platform to elevate their self worth. Yep. That's about it. Now let's go back to market strategy. I have clubs here, but I'm not sure if I got like all the contacts of the clubs. Oh, the headline: Adventure meets. No, no, that can be it. I'm gonna copy paste this into ChatGPT and ask it for like a suitable headline. I'm sending this to travel clubs. What is a good subject line? Subject line. Control V. ChatGPT. Make it bland and creative. I don't know what I say. If I say when a club becomes a getaway to the world, that absolutely looks like promotion. My forever go to is just like when I'm sending like partnership emails, the name of the travel club, X, then our business name. And I could put something like your thoughts. I guess that works better than all of this. I don't want to come off like very serious. Hmm. What's that word again? They're examinators. Your thoughts. So the thing about me is I don't write extremely formal emails. Yes, I write formal emails. I write to people who are like in corporates, but I have like a great indoctrination that messages, emails, whatever, they're first human to human. So you won't see me use like the corporates, like all of the old corporate words, corporate lingos. In fact, every time I feel a temptation to use corporate lingos, because I used to be like, I used to work for corporates and, the whole grammar, English. I used to be an English teacher too, so yeah, I came from that realm, and well, when I started paying attention to copies and all of that, I'd like literally write my copies like it's a fifth grader that's reading it, very clear, very simple words and all of that, and because that's what sells in this part of the world, like where I am, like in copies, marketing, sales, you have to be as human as you can. And we're no longer in the realm of traditional sales. We're not doing modern sales, right? Where everybody's tired of being pitch slapped. So you want to be different, you want to stand out, you want to be personable, because they get tons of emails like this every damn day. And so that reflects in what I write, how I write. Doesn't matter what I'm writing to. Like, we're writing emails, we're laughing over things. There's a lull in between, and just writing copies really has helped me. So, and that's why when I'm writing emails like this, I'm quite critical about them. I like to come across as personable, and that has never affected anything, anyways, in the sales process and the work and all of that. And if it works well, you stick with it. Yep. So let's go back to our list. We're looking for clubs. Don't tell me I didn't have a. Okay, I do actually, because I was wondering like, clubs. Okay, so trying to like find contacts of some clubs. Yesterday I shared some of the problems that I faced while finding these clubs. It was yesterday. Yeah, yeah. I shared that yesterday. Mm. So I'm supposed to go to contacts. Let me share my screen. Let me share this specific screen. Mm. This is the problem I have with some of these clubs, but we'll see. Honestly, we'll really see. So some of these clubs, and listen, I don't blame anybody, because this looks like what I can potentially do to, like, when I start stuff, and even if I have like so there are no rules to how much you can evolve. You can literally start as a community and then have your own travel business and all of that. As a matter of fact, Zago Tours is a product of evolution, right? So because it was a freelance writer, independent contractor, marketing strategist. Then I became an international tourism marketing strategist. I was not always in tourism, and even when I came into tourism, I was a travel journalist. I was a CMO, and I became the head of sales. And then I had like my own UK travel agency, Zipper Marketing, and then Zipper Marketing became Zago Tours. And so sometimes when I see clubs that are like this or communities that are like this, I'm like, okay, then they still have that community essence to things where trips are discounted, they still plan with partners and all of that. Because we really want communities that are actually communities. Okay, so I'm supposed to come to this sheet and then type their email address. Control V. Then I'm supposed to come here, copy this, go to their website, find their email, and off you go. Uh, you know this is forever a club because of this website. Contact us. Actually straining my neck. Okay, this is their email. Postcard travel. So I already mailed Bavin yesterday or the day before. Is this? Is that Andrea? It's not Andrea. But honestly, my observation and submission, I think that we need to have more travel clubs in the travel and tourism space. Because what? The others are just like a lot of them are travel clubs that partner with just resorts, then like in specific regions, not like so. Not a lot of travel clubs have been able to break into the global market. And I wonder why. I'm trying to look for the email, like where they say contact us and the likes. All right, let's see. This is like a real trouble club, anyways. Uh, all right, let's go to your Facebook. If we go on their Facebook, most of the time they like kind of like list their what's that thing called? The email address. Yeah. Oh, they don't have theirs listed. It's really just stressful when a company is not online or they're online, but it doesn't look like it's well planned. The hell? Honestly, I don't know. Let me see. Okay. For some weird reasons, I can't find their email. I think I should send them a DM on Facebook here because they're quite active. Sanjay Amit Jai. Okay, well, if I can't find their email, I'm just going to go ahead to copy the name of their founders online and then connect to them on LinkedIn also. They actually have our audience. Um, how in the world can they be this big and don't have their email address on their website? Can kind of like understand this kind of clubs. Maybe the internal communications is like managed by a couple of people and they don't want to stretch themselves too thin. So the set of people that like have access to them really are like their members. So guess what? I guess that's understandable. All right. So what shall we do? Let me click on become a member and see if I'll get anything there. Nope. Oh, nothing. At this point, I think I might just have to find their founder and then send him a mail of some sort. And that just leads me directly to Spotify. Let's go back to our story. Okay, so what are those names again? Amit, Jai, Jai, Korea. Sorry, I'm not trying to pronounce that actually. It's just my mind playing a game on me because I absolutely can't pronounce it. Alright, so let's see if we can find. I can see his Instagram. It was founded in 2020, and then between 2020 and 2022, uh, they made the platform. They may like several pivot to the platform instead of wow. You know this conversation we always have like around product market fit. It's just I don't know, like patience, buddy. I don't know where I heard that stuff, but let's see. Does he have anything personal here? I think like just pictures. I think it's LinkedIn. I have to go find him on LinkedIn. Let's see if there's Rocket Rich. If Rocket Rich has anything on him. The travel media platform rapidly. Oh, yeah, grows by gaining. Oh, cool. All right, so I'm just gonna go find a meet on LinkedIn and then send him a friend with him. Why is it taking so long? All right, so I mean that's about it. I'm just going to find Amit's profile, send him a connection request, then send a DM, and we'll see how it takes shape from there. But I'm gonna go ahead right now to send email to like all the other folks who are like owners of travel clubs or run travel clubs themselves. All right, so I have Amit's profile. Amit's profile is set to connect if you know each other. Well, there we go. Canadian. Cool. I doubt that I can connect with Amit without being friends with him or without knowing his what's that thing called his email address. Oh, cool. LinkedIn be acting normal these days. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. I really appreciate your support. Feel free to ask me questions, create posts, tag me to heart share. Yeah, I have like a compilation of documents. Everything I'm sharing is compiled somewhere. Let me know if you want access to it. Let me know if I've said anything and you want me to walk you through it. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Bye.